Yeah, I got Julie coming in 12:30. Got a half-hour meeting with her, and then we're gonna head out to the east end of the ultra route.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready to roll from here?
I'm ready to roll.
Okay. So as soon as I'm done with Julie and Vaughn, we can head out.
Okay, I got stuff to do in Marquette if I need to. So
Yeah. I'll have to stop at the house. I've got the trailer. Everything's loaded. I just have to stop at my house on the way out to Laughing Whitefish.
okay,
So it'll be quick. Are we live? We're live.
okay,
Good
great.
morning.
Good morning.
All right. So what are we talking here this morning, Paul?
I guess everything polar roll.
Everything polar roll.
Yeah.
Yep. Tuesday morning. Race is a few days away. That'd be a good time to kind of do a little review of what the mass starters are rolling or snowshoeing into.
Yes, it'll be an adventure.
It will. Let's start. Can you pull up? Could you pull up the weather?
I pull up the weather.
Yeah, pull it up on your little phone
Which,
there. Whichever one you want.
Okay, here.
I know that you have your secret weather contact.
Okay, I got the secret weapon for sure.
Let's just talk about weather.
When do you want to start? Which day?
Well, let's start with tomorrow night.
Okay, I'm going on the Weather Channel.
Yeah, make sure you stay up by that mic.
Yep, Weather Channel, and they're saying snow 10 to 12 inches starting at midnight tonight,
Yep,
ending about 8 p.m. tomorrow.
got it. What's happening after that?
Then, on the 19th, they're saying 1 inch of snow.
Yeah, but what are other models saying?
With our other model saying 2 inches.
Okay. What do you think's going to happen? What's your secret source telling you?
My secret source, he is saying, I'm going to get this here. Okay, Wednesday 10,
Yep.
Thursday 3, Friday 8, Saturday 1.
So let's go with that. Worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And now this weather, it also may shift, may have an 8 or 12 hour delay on it.
Right. I'm hearing the snow's supposed to come in fairly heavy, wet, maybe some mixed precip in there.
Heavy, wet snow, precip.
Yeah.
Heart attack snow, I guess we'll call it.
So here's what I think, and then you can share what you think. Because I talked to Dave last night about this, how we're going to approach it.
Yep.
I'm going off of the assumption that most of the single track for the mass start is going to have to be kind of reset.
Yes.
So we will focus, we as in you, Dave, and Dave, will focus between Wednesday to the event on single track.
Okay.
In Ramba with the snow dog and snowshoes and shovels.
There you go.
And if I need to be out there Friday night going into Saturday, I'll be out there too.
Yep.
I'm going to get pulled away while you guys are working on the mass start out with the Scandic and our drag to pack some of the ultra route.
Oh, okay.
But what I think is going to happen is we're going to be on it. Ramba's going to be tending to the core, Hill Street, SBT, with their machines and their volunteers. And between the two, them on the core and us on the single track, if this stuff stays packable, wet, heavy, I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
I think it'll be all right.
Temperatures are going to be, I'll say, favorable.
Yeah. What's the temp showing right now on the day of the mass start? Is it still upper 20s or lower 20s, upper teens?
Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be in the 20s, low 20s.
Okay. Leading up to that, when Dave and I looked at it last night, at least, it looked like kind of flirting around 27, 28, 29, 30 between now and Friday.
Yes. Yeah, we got a forecast, a high of 32 and a low of 25.
Okay. So is there a little bit of drama? Yes. Do we know what's going to happen? No. Do we have a plan? Yeah, we have about 4 plans.
Yeah.
And we're going to make the best of it. So some questions that came in, because I put a post up in the Polaroid group over last night. And I said, hey, if you got some questions you want answered on the podcast, ask them. The number one question, as it always is what tire would you run? You want to talk to that for a minute? Because I'm going to grab my phone so I can actually look at the other questions. What tire would you be running tomorrow?
Which tire would I be running if I had a choice? I'd be at a 4.8 with studs. Or if you didn't have studs, 4.8, that's the one I'd be running.
Woo! The gong. Do you have a tire you prefer?
That one, geez, I don't even know the name brand of it. Evan sells it at the sports ride.
Is it Dillinger?
Dillinger, there you go. Yep.
Okay, so larger volume Dillinger, right?
Yep. Larger volume Dillinger. And a good tire.
Mark, what would you be running?
I would probably go high volume. I think by default, I tend to stay over 4.3 to 5.
4.3 to 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
27.5. The biggest I can fit on my 27.5 bike is 4.3.
Would you be running studs or non-studded
I run studs.
all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, in that tire large volume, you also got to take and consider the rider's weight.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask Mark that. What do you weigh?
I don't know, $180, $185 maybe.
You don't weigh 180.
I'm not joking, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, you've been lifting, so you might.
Yeah.
Got that creatine pumping you up.
Oh, sure.
Oh, sure. Yes, weight is a factor.
Yeah.
So if you're 180 or 140 or 220, it's different.
It's different. So if you're a lighter rider, you can get away with a smaller tire. You don't have to run out and buy a 4.8 Dillingers just for this race.
Yeah. Tire pressure is such a dead horse. I actually get to the point that I get frustrated even talking about it because at the end of the day when you look at everybody lining up, they don't listen. Mm-hmm. But it just doesn't make any sense to me for these folks that go out and run super hard tires and they tear the course up for everybody. It just makes no sense. It will never make any sense to me. If I was out there, I'd be running a high volume tire. I think I have Wrathchild right now, front and back. I'd be running studded. Like, to me, this question always comes up from people: what tire should I run, and should I run studs? And if you're aspiring to win this, well, maybe that minutia matters if you're trying to beat Jordan or Acker. But for the average person, you're just out there trying to have the best experience possible, which to me means run a high volume tire, run the right air pressure, and have studs.
Yeah.
Because then you're prepared for whatever the day is.
Yeah.
Well,
I've had people. Okay, my story is I was resistant to studs for like 9 years.
Why?
Why? Because I was afraid that they were going to get dull on the blacktop and blah blah blah. And I felt I didn't need them until the day I went down on black ice on a county road and broke 3 ribs. As I'm recovering, the weeks after, I'm studying my tires.
Studs, I think 10 years ago up here were not as much of a thing, not as necessary. But the freeze-thaw activity during a normal winter up here now is different than it used to be. And I think now studs should be standard, especially if you're somebody who sort of rides urban, roadside, bike path in town. You connect to the trails. Like, if you don't have studs, you're going to be eating shit at some point.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, you're definitely going to run into plenty of ice situations this weekend.
Yeah. So I think the synopsis is high volume, low pressure, and yes to studs.
Yeah.
Are we unanimous on that?
100%.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll tease everybody that doesn't show up like that. Here's one of the questions there wasn't a ton of questions, but here's one, Paul. This was specifically for you. On a scale of 1 to 10 on the Paul Hytinen torture scale, where does this year's MS30 fall?
Where does this here in a torture scale? Oh, I'll put it at about an 8.5.
You think so?
Yeah.
What do you think? This year's route, torture scale, Paul Hytinen.
Well, Paul's 8.5. I've been riding all qual most of the season, so
Yeah.
I go 7.
Okay.
I would probably be about a 6 if we ran it this morning.
Sure. You're taking into consideration conditions.
Yeah, the anticipated snowfall.
I guess I didn't factor in the conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would give it an 8.5,
Condition dependent.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a number of ways that you can give a rating. I think that if you give a rating with what you predict the conditions will be. 8.5 is fair because the conditions are going to make it hard.
Yes.
If the conditions were like today or like the conditions have been, then what did you say it would be?
About a 6.
About a 6.
Yeah.
That's actually what my number was. And you said 7?
Yeah. Well, the trails have been just,
They've been phenomenal.
they've been
Yeah.
best they've ever been, I think.
Yeah, I rode Ramba Sunday morning, I got off the trail but before 10. It was fantastic. I mean, you could, you'd need a hammer and a center punch to dent that trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to boil down to, like you said, the tire pressure, the people that aren't at the tip of the spear is going to affect everything behind it.
Yes.
Yep.
I agree with that. And that normally is the case. It really is normally the case. If you're snowshoeing, I think you're golden.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be good.
It'll be good. Yep. They'll have a little bit of traction snow, a little bit of fluff.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Yeah. I'm going to pin that real quick on the snowshoer comment because I want to come back to snowshoers. I just want to finish this thought. If I were to first I'll start with you guys. I want you to think of this year's route. Now I want you to rate it in difficulty compared to last year's route, assuming conditions are equal. Okay? This route compared to last year's route compared to the previous versions of the point-to-point. Where do you think this year's... Because this year's route also was the route we've done back in 24, 23, and maybe 22. How's this year's route stack up to last year's and then previous point-to-points?
I would say it's a little bit more difficult.
This year's?
Yeah.
And what do you think?
I don't know. It's all the same to me.
Why is this year's more difficult than last year's? Did you do the point-to-point?
Did I do the...
Polar roll point-to-point when we did
Yeah.
it from Marquette to Ishmael?
No, I did not.
You did where we met was
We
Snowpocalypse 2019 over...
2019,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So you think this year's route is harder than that route?
No.
Okay.
Okay. 19, no. This year's route is more generous.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, one might think that's good news, but it's polar roll, so put very little stock in that because either way you go, it can be tough.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's winter. It's a trail that is made of a material that quickly degrades. You will be pushing your bike on Saturday.
Yeah.
Or Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, depending on which one you're doing. Okay, I'm going to go back. I pinned the snowshoer comment. Just want to say, this year's snowshoe class is the largest class of snowshoes Polaro's ever had. I think we're around 70 or 80. It's definitely 70. It might be more.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you're a snowshoer or if you know a snowshoer doing the Polar this year, the short, and this is also important. Can you go to chapter 3? I think it's logistics on the field manual. We're going to reference the field manual here quick. 3 is logistics. So it's event timeline.
I can't see it from seal.
Well, click on that. Now go back. Right there. Okay, that's 3. Go a page forward to 14. Yeah. All right. Race starts. This is very important because typically the short race goes out after the long race. This year at 8 a.m., the short race will go out at 8. Both the bike and the snowshoes at 8 a.m. The snowshoers will be asked to line up behind the bikes. But really, once they all take off, they're going to have to just sort out where they want to fall, within the mass. The short race is going to go up from the school, up Jasper, up Hill Street, into the trails, but it's completely bypassing essentially all of Hill Street's system. They're not even going into the Lookout Loop. We take them into the single track. They go left, down through Enchanted Forest, over to Business 28. They cross the road over to the north side, and they're into the system. So they've got we're giving them a half-hour head start on the long race. Plus, Hill Street's like 11 or 12 miles. So there's a pretty good buffer of time between short racers getting into the system and the long race coming behind it. So if you're a short race fat bike or short race snowshoer, pay attention. 8 o'clock. I will also say, you short racers, you are the most common people who show up late to the event. Don't show up late. You better have somebody wake you up. The long race goes out at 8:30, and that would be both the bike and the snowshoe. And again, we'll put the snowshoers at the back of the group. But ultimately, once they get up to the top of Hill Street, they're going to have to figure it out as they go. Is there anything else there? Packet pickup Friday night, 5 p.m. Black Rocks. You got 5 to 8 to get your bib. If you miss that, then you would have to show up to the high school Saturday morning. You can get a bib between 7 and 8 a.m. Stacy's in the gym. She'll be there. Find her. She'll set you up. The Ishpeming High School gym will be available to us, as it always is, for the duration of the event. So it's a great place to warm up. They'll have a soup station inside, as they have each of the past few years. And there's also food outside. You running the food? Elizabeth is running the food.
Yeah, I'll oversee it a little bit.
Yeah, team effort.
Team effort,
right?
yeah.
So lots of resources at the start and the finish line for staying warm and not getting hungry. Is there anything else in those logistics? The course is signed. However, as with every 906 event, the GPS is required. The short race 2 or 3 years ago, this is just a note, the last time that one of the times that we bypassed the majority of Hill Street, there was a year on the short race that the first couple of people out took a wrong turn and ended up dragging 9 or 10 people with them. Some of them ended up being the winners of the short race, and they all got DQ'd for going off course. So it is your responsibility to know where you are. They did not follow the course signage, obviously, and they should have had their Garmin flagging off course. What I did find out, because I talked to some of the people who went off course and got DQ'd, they were not running a Garmin. So they didn't know they were off course.
But you missed the sign.
Yep. And actually, here's a little nuance. I can see how they did it, because what happened is, and you know how when you're grooming snow, depending on where the last place you went is, that's where the trail looks like it goes. Well, I'll tell you that the last place the groomer went is not always the course.
No.
In this case, the groomer had finished their grooming, and then they were using a shortcut, likely to get back to the hob. Watch your signs.
Yeah.
Don't watch the groomer trail. Watch your signs. So that's how it happened. One person or two people took the wrong turn following the groom, and then from there, people followed.
Yep.
Can you go back? Just go back to the cover photo I'm not going to spend a ton of time on the field manual, but I do want to. Yeah, thanks. 90% up. So the field manual that you should be using for this year's event is PR26 Mod 1. That's the field manual. Just a general comment on the field manuals. We use them for polar roll. We use them for crusher. And the field manuals are intended to give you the full lay of the land, the full scope of what you've gotten into. The PR25 field manual up until this week has been on the website since last year. So anytime you do a 906 event, if this is new to you, you should be referencing the field manuals, and you don't have to wait per se for this most current year's manual to come out to start educating yourself, because the previous year's field manual is always there. And it is worth reading, because there is a lot of information can you go down, let's see, 4 or 5, look at maybe page 6. No, keep going. There should be keep going. Well, I wonder if he took it out. I don't see the table of contents. Okay, well, I don't see a table of contents. Within the manual, you're going to find, how we do things. Basically, background, culture, organizational. It sets the tone for what you're getting into. Talks about all sort of you got code of conduct in there. You have fundamentals, logistics. And then I think it goes to courses. Everything's in the field manual. And there's a lot of stuff in there that really helps you understand what you're getting into and whose responsibility, it is for this, whose responsibility it is for that. And, spoiler, if you signed up for this, that was a voluntary act where you gave us money and it is your responsibility to get ready.
Yep.
Not ours to get you ready. Although we do provide a lot of support, I think, through the field manual and through the Facebook group. And, you can always reach out to us and ask questions. We'll give you an answer that's at least 50% accurate.
Yep.
Do you have anything you want to add on field manual or?
No. Oh, everything's there, like you say, read it, consume it, and understand it.
What's your perspective on? I know what my perspective is. If you sign up to do something, it's your job to get ready for it.
That's right.
You want to share your thoughts on it, or how do you approach it? Because you've done events, you've done Tour Divide, you've done 906 events.
You just find out, your event and find out what's required, with minimum requirements for it, and then from there just expand to do what makes you comfortable for that event. Whether it's additional water, whether a little bit better trail food, a little bit of gear. So. Just before the race, put yourself on the race and anticipate some of the worst things that could happen. And how do you compensate? How do you overcome it?
Yeah. The majority of events I think you sign up to do, they are repetitious and they run very similarly, every year. They're signed. They become predictable. And I think that those events are to a degree designed to be predictable, for people to be able to sort of game them, to learn how to get faster and win. The one differentiation between our events and I'd say almost every other event is we intentionally try to be unpredictable. We don't want you to know how long it actually is. We don't want you really to know what you're getting into, checkpoints. There is a element of unpredictability baked into everything that we do. And that's because if you step back from the event, the bigger purpose to the organization as a nonprofit is to help people become more capable and self-sufficient. And you can't do that if you keep doing easy shit all the time.
That's right.
Right? If you keep doing the same race that's super predictable and you can just count on everything being exactly the same, that's fun, but it's not helping you get better.
That's right.
All right, let me go. I asked that. See if there's any other actual real questions here. Darren asked, we kind of answered this. Darren asked, based on the forecast leading up to Saturday, would you run a 3.8 studded tire or a 4.5 non-studded tire? I think the answer was 4.5 studded.
Yeah.
So it was neither of what he put out there. I had somebody reach out to me today, or not today, a couple days ago, asking if you can run a 3-inch tire. What's the answer, Paul?
No.
The answer is no.
You won't have fun. It might as well be the last rider because you're going to screw it up for everybody.
Yeah. Mark, how familiar are you with 45 North tires?
I've got, I don't know, half of my inventory is probably 45 North or better.
Yeah. What would you do? Josh Smith asked, Dillinger versus Wrathchild versus Wrathlord.
There's a big difference.
Yep. What would you run?
I would run the Dillinger.
Dillinger?
Yeah.
Why would you run the Dillinger?
I just don't think I need that beefy of a tire for. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, Josh. Mark says Dillinger. What would you run?
I'd run Dillinger.
Okay. Paul says Dillinger. Josh, it's unanimous. Run the Dillinger. He probably won't. He probably doesn't even own a pair. He just wanted to ask the question.
He's got time to buy a set.
Exactly. What? Oh, Josh, this is an ultra question. What pot would Paul take? The minimum TI pint pot of a Sea to Summit 1.5 liter collapsible pot with more surface area for making snow to water. That wasn't a question, but he did ask, what pot would you take?
Which pot would I take? The minimum quantity escapes me right now. Is it a 20 ounce or 32 ounce cup?
I think you got to have 64 total ounces.
64 total, but for like melting snow.
Oh, probably 32. Can you go to the ultra's all the way at the end and the gear list is there? Nope, it's all the way down. Keep going. You're getting in there. You're getting in there. Go up. Up. Click on one of those. It's 43. 43. Up. One more up.
Sorry.
Yep. So this is since we asked about Ultra, this is the Ultra gear list. It's page 43 on the PDF we're working from. 64 fluid ounces or just under 2 liters. Metal insulated water container is required.
Okay.
Because frozen water is hard to drink.
Yeah. Okay. So having said that, but if you're going to be melting snow, I would have a 20 ounce.
Yeah.
A 20 ounce.
Sure.
It fits on your stove good.
Yep.
And it boils down like I can do from snow to warm water in 8 minutes on my stove.
Okay.
So
what stove are you using?
I got just one of these butane ones there.
Do you know what brand it is?
No, not propane. The brand escapes me right now. I bought it like 10 years ago. Just a simple
MSR?
Yeah, propane.
Okay.
It's kind with the collapsible, how do you say, collapsible legs on it. And, you screw it onto your propane tank.
Yeah.
Heat her up. 8 minutes, snow to water.
Okay, since we're on Ultra, you've done Arrowhead 135.
Yep.
Let's talk through required gear. If you were sitting here, if I was doing the Ultra and I'm asking for advice, do you have any talking points? What would you tell somebody who's new to the Ultra?
To the Ultra.
You can talk about what you suggest, anything required gear, like whatever.
Okay, I guess the required gear, that's kind of like right there in stone, that's your minimum.
When you say in stone, that means this is what they have to have.
That's what they have to have.
And
yes.
what happens if they don't have it?
Well, then you don't race.
They don't pass the gear check, right?
That's correct.
And you were gear checking last year.
Yes.
And the gear checkers don't screw around.
No, it's it's black and white.
Yep.
And if you got a great question, you are there as a quick reference.
Yeah. So I just want to say, if you're an ultra rider or snowshoer right now watching this, you don't want to wait to Sunday. If you've got something that you think might get by, or you think if you're thinking anything in your kit's good enough, you might want to reach out to us.
Yeah.
And ask the question or throw the question in the group.
Or to show up at gear check at noon.
Or
you
get there
time to
early.
Run to Walmart, run to Dunham's.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest questions that comes up is typically with food and measuring calories.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that should be addressed.
Yeah. Well, it's getting back to your question, food is one item there that I would do. Is I would have a good trail food that I like.
Yep.
A trail food that enjoys being cold. And if you got to warm something up, what I've done when I did the Arrowhead is I put a pouch on my chest, sewn into my shirt. I would take the frozen P&Js out of the bag, put it in there. 45 minutes later, you got a warm meal.
So, referencing the list here, 1 day of readily edible food at all times, 3,000 calories. This is new this year. Will not accept a quart or any large quantity of peanut butter toward the calorie requirement. We added that because last year was the first time Polar Rolls had legitimate ultra weather.
Yeah.
sub-zero.
Yeah, it was minus 22 wind chill there.
Yeah, full on bad, dangerous weather. And everybody that was coming in with the peanut butter, it was a brick. It was not, if you'd been in trouble on the trail, you're not using it. So I understand that other ultras may allow it, and I'm not saying good or bad, but we're not going to allow it. I did see that Eggy, Fred, posted a container of macadamia nuts.
Yeah.
As his alternative to the peanut butter.
Yeah, it's reserve food.
Yeah. Did you want to touch on something specific to the food?
Well, at check-in, I think last year, maybe it was the year before, we had someone show up with pre-bagged item that...
With nothing that substantiates what the calorie count was?
Yeah, we're not going to do the digging into...
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the riders got to do their math.
Right. That's a great thing. I'm actually glad you brought that up because this also applies to sleeping bags.
Right.
Or any gear, but particularly sleeping bags, because if you take food out of its master packaging and you eliminate the wrappers, I'm not going to expect a volunteer to sit there and start calculating, Googling stuff, trying to figure out what the nutritional background is on this stuff.
Or take out the scale and weigh it.
Yeah, you have to, as the racer, again, this is a personal responsibility, personal accountability thing. You signed up voluntarily to do this. You paid money. You need to be prepared. We're just here to verify you are prepared. So definitely come prepared with all the information you need. And then the sleeping bag, some of this has been a learning experience for us too, as you start doing a new event with new rules. And we take this serious because could you get hurt? Could you die in any of our events? Absolutely. We say that all the time. But I don't think that there's an event where death is more on the table than a winter ultra. If you have full-on legit winter weather, especially this year, because we're going to talk the route, when you get out into that sector west of Red Road, they're in no man's land in a way that they've not been in no man's land before.
Yeah, you could have 30 miles of no cell service,
Nothing.
No human contact.
Nothing.
There's nothing. You got a moose up there crossing the trail. So
Yes. Yeah, pin that because we'll talk about the moose. So anyway, the sleeping bag, there's a requirement on it. What is it? -20? 25?
-26.
Well, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You have to be
-20 top line.
Yeah, it is -20.
Yep.
You have to be able to prove it's a -20 bag. If it doesn't say -20 on it, then you better come in with something from the manufacturer that substantiates that. And if you don't have it, it's not going to pass. And if you come in, Roy, and say, well, it passed in the past, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because what we learned about marmot bags is they've got at least the older ones, they've got a really weird way that they rate on the bag. It's like a variable rating, and then you have to figure out what applies and what doesn't.
Male and female.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Let's make something that should be simple hard. Just make sure that you can prove it because the gear checkers are going to check it. Mm-hmm. And if they can't definitively say it passes, they're not going to pass you.
Yep.
They're going to err on the side of caution. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about your moose?
Just say.
Did you hear about the moose?
No, not yet.
Yeah, okay. Let's, okay. Been up there. In fact, I've noticed this over the past 4 years. There is a bull moose hanging out in a swamp. And on the on the 150, it'll be at about mile 102,
Okay.
generally speaking. And on the 100, it'll be at mile 48.
Yep.
And the moose is...
so that's after Evans Camp.
That's after Evans Camp. After you leave the red road, you get on the single track. About 3-4 miles on the single track. That's where I've seen the moose tracks crossing. And we've seen them yesterday. Mm-hmm. Post holing down the trail. And so... there's a bull moose around there, so just do your
That was
homework.
toward the end of the day.
That was toward
where I saw where he went through the groom. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I had actually stopped and looked because I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What bombed through the groom? And then it was a moose.
Yeah. So everybody, just do your homework on moose encounters.
Yeah.
Don't make eye contact. Slowly back away. Give them some space. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they can have a tendency to not be friendly.
That's right.
And if you get in a situation out there where you need to move fast, you're not going to move fast.
No.
Don't approach them. They're not friendly. They don't want to be by you.
No.
If you see one, go the other way.
That's right. Give them space. Give them time. Give them space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Since we're on the Ultra, maybe we should just stay there so we don't jump around and get too broken up. Can you pull up the course?
Sure.
I'd just like to add a few things here.
Yeah, go for it. Gear related or what?
Yeah, pardon me?
Related to what? Adding.
Food.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, trail food that you like, trail food that likes the cold.
Yep.
And what I've always done is 100 to 200 calories an hour, just constantly nibbling.
Yeah.
I was just keeping that energy going in.
Yep.
And when it comes to hydration, water, I've always go by 20 miles to the liter.
Okay.
That's a good intake. It'll keep you hydrated.
That's what works for you.
That's what works for me, and it works. It's a good number to start with. And then what I've done is the day before, I'll start drinking a little bit more water. Like if you're, say, 4 liters a day, I'll drink 6. Mm-hmm. Morning of the event, I'll drink 2 or 3 liters just prior to the race. Mm-hmm. So I'm more than hydrated.
Yeah, right. Hydration starts days before you're out there.
Yeah. So do that, and because it's a lot easier to top off hydration than trying to catch up on an event like this.
Yeah. I think if you go in behind, you don't catch up.
No, you don't. So
No.
Hydration is key.
Yeah.
And also, if you're going to be a self-supporting guy or person, and you're going to melt snow, practice on melting snow. Get it down to a science, because that extra 10 minutes you burn melting snow, that might be the difference between buckling or not.
Yeah. Or living or not.
Yeah, living.
Yeah.
And there is going to be some open water sources there. In fact, those 2 ice bridges, there's open water.
Yeah. And I was curious to see how they were going to look given the warm temps we've had. Mm-hmm. But the 2 bridges we went over yesterday around Wolf Lake, they looked really good.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, I feel confident they're going to be solid.
Now, they'll be at about maybe mile 107 on the 200 and maybe mile 52 on the 100.
Yeah. But there was open water available.
There was open water, yeah.
Yeah, on the sides. Mm-hmm. All right, Paul. Anything else before we look at the route?
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, one more thing. Comfort.
Yeah.
Make sure you're comfortable.
Yeah.
And if you bike, your posture.
Yeah.
And also your gear, if you got a rub, take care of it early.
Yeah.
Like if you got a clothing that's rubbing somewhere on your body.
Yeah, for sure.
A backpack, take care of it. Take care of it. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem at the end.
Agreed. Hopefully at this point they have that sorted out.
Who
knows, though, right?
Hey, so some people wear new shoes on the bike races. But one guy on the Tour Divide had brand new shoes. He made it like 3 days. He had to drop all blisters. So
yeah, it happens.
It happens.
All right, so the route, we're starting at Levasseur again, as we did last year. The thing to point out here is if you're a 150, when you leave Levasseur, you're going to head east. If you're 100, you're heading west. So we have a starting spot with essentially 2 categories, a 150 and a 100, going opposite directions. Again, you signed up for this. You know what you signed up to do. Make sure you go the right direction.
Yep.
So the start really out of Levasseur, I'm going to say in either direction, whether you're going east or west, that start, there's really not a significant change to what we've had in the past. So when you leave Levasseur, you'd be heading west, essentially on the Iron Ore Heritage Trail to Marquette. The first change you will see if you're doing the 100 west would be when you get into Marquette, you're not going over Marquette Mountain. You're going to be going up the NTN Jeep Trail. Mm-hmm. So we took Marquette Mountain out of there. You're going to go up Jeep Trail. You're going to get across 553. We took a much quicker route through South Trails. So you get right through there. Heading up to the Heritage Trail. We bypassed Harlow Farms and all that stuff. That stuff's been not really groomed in recent years. We've tried to do it just for the ultra. So your start for the 100, you go straight to Marquette, you go up Jeep Trail, you get through South Trails quick, you're up to the Heritage Trail, and then we're going to pin that there, and we'll regroup with this with the 150 here in a minute. So go back to the start. So now for the 150s, you're going to head east. There's really no change to the course out of Levasseur. I think it's a nice way to get warmed up on your way to Onata, up to climb that hill. At the top of the hill, that is new because we're getting into Forest Service. I can't remember what it is, if it's 2278 or whatever it is. We're able to use that this year. We wanted to use it last year, but we couldn't because we were on the same weekend as the UP 200.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't want the two events overlapping, which makes a lot of sense. With us being a week later this year, we are able to use that path through Forest Service property. Have you ridden out there, Mark?
Yeah.
On the groomed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ridden out there in the winter?
No.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
That is a super cool trail. Glad we got it in. And it takes you all the way down to Rock River Road. That thing will be groomed. A lot of it's downhill.
Yeah, there's a nice long decline.
Oh, yeah. It's really cool.
I rode that last summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's a great addition to the route. I think that definitely makes the front end more fun, more exciting. Then you tie into there you go. You're heading into Chatham. That's been on there. You got the co-op in town if you need anything. Surface roads, essentially. You hop onto 94 for a bit. There is that Castles, the C-store. They'll pass before they get to Sundell. So there's some support options on the way to Sundell before you get to the falls. You get into Laughing Whitefish proper. You go to the falls, come out of the falls. That is the same. Now you're coming across. This is where it gets a little bit different. So you're coming across on just a touch of Seagan, and then you're gonna head south, and you're going to Yalmer Road. That's new. Heading down Yalmer to Camp 4 Road. We've been on Camp 4. We're going to groom the part of it that we need to. Most of it's actually plowed. There's some logging ops in there somewhere. So you're going to go down Camp 4 Road to Magnum. Then you're going to take Magnum up to Lake Levasseur. Now, the route is going to take you through, this is important for anybody doing the 150 because it's going to look probably not right. The route will guide you through Dave Whaley's yard. It is taking you're going to be turning into his driveway, and you are going through his yard, and there will be a bonfire there and support.
Ah.
So there's a support station there. What mile is that? 58? We'll call it 60.
Where is that in here?
It's right about there. Yeah. We'll call it mile 60. You'll be at Dave's visiting with the Whaleys. Campfire. Don will be there. There's going to be support there. When you leave, you're going to get back out. You get onto the groom stuff. You're going to go through the Pocket Park over by Cabagum Road. And then you're heading to Marquette. So go ahead now, zoom out, and let's relink up with where we left off on that 100 mark. Over near Forestville, I guess. Yeah, drag her over. So it's going to be beyond the Heritage Trail, up there west of the basin. Yeah, okay. Zoom out a little bit just so we can see it. So once you leave Marquette proper, from the orange dot, and then Mark, take that orange dot, drag it up to where it meets 510. Yep, all the way up. There you go. Boom. Go back there to where you were actually, where you started. I want to look at what mile marker that was. Boom, that's good. So mile 76, I'll go up to 510. So from 76 to 87, approximately, we'll say 12 miles, you're on snowmobile trail. We were on the snowmobile trail last year.
It's 14. Trail 14.
Trail 14.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yep.
It is tough. We will have it signed. Make sure you're paying attention and your head's up. I mean, it is a Monday, Tuesday. Well, it'll be Monday when you're going through there. Shouldn't be a ton of traffic, but you can't assume that there won't be any because you are on a snowmobile trail. Stay to the right,
Yep.
especially on corners. Stay to the damn right. Once you get to 510, I'm going to say you've got probably pretty easy cruising over to Evans. You know, you turn off on the red road. I want to say Evans is like,
Right here.
yeah,
Somewhere right
roughly,
there. Yep.
roughly that area. So approximately, I've been telling people mile 90 if you're on the 150.
Yeah.
Approximately like mile 40 if you're on the 100. That's Evans Camp. 45 North is essentially treating that as like a 45 North sort of themed checkpoint. 45 North is the title sponsor for the Polar Roll. So lots of support there. You're probably going to see experienced ultra and endurance folks like Matt, Jill, and whoever else is going to be there on behalf of 45 North. I'm sure Chelsea will probably end up over there, I would think.
Evan.
Yeah, Evan will be there. I don't know if Geshel's riding or not. I haven't looked at the roster, but maybe Geschel will pop in there. Yeah, so the crew will be out there. Erica's going to be there, marketing manager from 45 North. So lots of support at Evans. And go ahead and zoom out right now. So Evans, we're going to say, is at mile 90. All right. From 90, now go over to Wolf Lake Road right there next to Brocky. Up a little bit. Up. No, right at the corner where it takes a 90-degree left. Go over to the right. Right there. That's mile 126.
Yes.
So Evans at 90. That Brocky is at 126. That's 36 miles. There is not a more remote. We have not offered a more remote section of Polar Roll Ultra than this. Once you get in, I mean, yeah, once you leave Evans, you're headed into it.
Yeah, you got Evans there. You got I don't know how many miles. You got maybe 6-8 miles of plowed road.
Yes.
Then you turn off on
Off in North Road.
off the North Road. You head west, and
You're in the groom.
That's at about mile 100.
Yep.
So you're gonna have 26 miles or better of single track.
Yep. That area is open to snowmobiles.
It's open to snowmobiles, and there's a little bit of cell service. You had some yesterday. I didn't. I'm on Verizon.
Yeah, I'm on AT&T. I'd say if you're out there with AT&T, you can periodically count on being able to get a text message out. I would not count on being able to call anybody. But yeah, it's the most remote. There is snowmobile traffic out there. Paul and I were out there yesterday. There's really so much traffic out there, or has been, that it almost, to me, at times resembled a groomed state snowmobile trail.
Yes.
That's how wide the tread was.
Yeah, additional road was great.
Yeah. I mean, the base is great. You know, it's very packed in. It's condensing and setting up nicely.
Yep.
But I'm just, I want to put it out for the ultra riders. Like, this section's incredibly remote. Once you get into it, there's no way out, and you need to be prepared for that. There will be mixed use potentially. You could see snowmobiles out there. We will have signage out there warning snowmobiles that there are bikes in that area. But just be heads up. I think it's going to be fine. There's a lot of the time there's great line of sight. You're out in crusher territory. Like, you're on essentially most of the time seasonal roads.
Yeah.
It's really freaking cool. Yeah, I was thinking last night, actually, because I had taken a picture last night as we were entering the Pines. I had stopped. I wanted to look at the groom. I was fixing my my gloves and stuff, and I looked behind us because it was getting late in the day and the sun was kind of setting. And I just took a minute because I'm like, man, it was a beautiful scene. Mm-hmm. You could see in the distance, like the Huron Mountains or whatever I was looking at. And I thought, like, how cool is it that we're out here right now in Crusher territory in the middle of winter? It's really cool. So you've got a great opportunity this year. You're going to get to see Crusher territory in a way that most people haven't and never will. Just respect it.
Yep.
Because it will fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a warming tent and support when you regain or when you get back on Wolf Lake Road. Embark will be there. Eric will be there with a tent and supplies. So there will be support.
Is he going to have potable water?
Yeah, he'll have water.
Okay.
Yeah. And then from there, you're taking Wolf Lake Road down into Humboldt, and then you are, I'd say, resuming what's been the normal route the last few years. You're going to hop on 82, and you're going to come into Ishpeming. And, the interesting thing is now when you get into Ishpeming, you're going to come up close to West End Ski and Trail, which is the race headquarters for the finish line. Generally in the past, everybody comes in there because you still have Ramba ahead of you, which is on average like 6 hours.
Yeah.
But this year it's different. There's a different dynamic because you come into Ishpeming, all you got left is basically going across on the Heritage Trail into Nagani and doing elk wall.
Yeah. Well, elk wall.
Not that elk wall is easy.
No. According to the various elevations I've been seeing on my few computer programs here, elk wall is 1,500 feet of vertical.
Yeah.
Once you leave Nagani, so on the 150, you're looking at probably close to 10% or better of your vertical, and on the 100, you're probably looking at maybe almost 20% of your total vertical.
Yeah. In the last
10 miles. 10
miles, yeah. You want to talk about the vertical? You've had a couple of different numbers, right?
Yeah, I've got a few numbers here, and I'll just say on the 100, depending upon what you're going, okay, Ride with GPS says 6,500 feet of climbing. Garmin Base Camp says 10,000. I would go with the 10,000.
Yeah, I agree.
In the 200, Ride with GPS says 8,300.
The 200.
I mean on 150.
Okay, 150.
And on Garmin Base Camp, it's 12,500. Yeah. So I would err on the more vertical.
Yeah. Ride with GPS lies.
Well, I don't know.
The vertical that comes out of Ride with GPS is not accurate.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they're, how to compute everything. Where are their data points? Do they just kind of average and give a smoothie to everything? And,
10,000 for the 100.
Yes.
12,000 for the 150.
Yep, 12,000, 12,500.
Yeah. Lots of climbing. Save some legs for the end.
Save some legs for the end.
Yep. The course does not have really any of Ramba in it this year. We changed that up by taking all that stuff out west of Wolf Lake and Brocky.
Oh, you got Rusty Bike. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
So really a different route. Mm-hmm. The back end, I'm going to say from the time you leave Evans, you're dealing with a different route.
Yeah.
A different animal.
A little more riding, a little less hike-a-bike.
Yeah, I'd say that they should be on their bike a little bit more.
Yeah.
Than they were in Ramba because there was obviously a lot of hike-a-bike in there.
Yeah.
Can you zoom out, Mark? Just kind of show us the full route. Yeah, I get the whole thing. Yeah, there you go. A little bit more. There you go. Perfect. You got anything else on the Ultra?
No. Other than, like you go back here a few minutes, read the manual.
Do
your homework. Understand everything. And line up your trail food and line up your hydration.
Yeah. And, please, in the manual, within our events, obviously, there's a lot of sarcasm. There's a lot of humor. There's a lot of fucking around. Yeah. And we take this very seriously. So at the beginning of the field manual, I have a page that's just called a hype disclaimer. Mm-hmm. And we put that in there. You really need to listen to this. We put the hype disclaimer in there because the majority of events out there are trying to make you think you're doing something that's incredibly hard and dangerous, and it's actually not. All right? That's called marketing.
Yeah.
Making something into something it isn't. And that's what a lot of events do because they're there to make money. Mm-hmm. That's what they're there to do, profit. You know, whether you go home a better person or not, they couldn't give a shit less. We are a nonprofit organization that is legitimately running these events. So you have fun, so you have a great experience and a bad one sometimes. Mm-hmm. But most importantly, so you go home a better person, more prepared for the world. And I cannot stress enough, our shit is not hype. I mean, you might say to a degree some of it is, but it's not. If we're telling you that you can go out and do this ultra and die, trust me, we're telling you the truth.
That's right.
There's no qualms about this. You could die. Mm-hmm. So you need to realize, yes, it's fun. Yes, there's joking around. Yes, there's comic relief, and this stuff is serious. Take it serious.
I'm gonna add one more trail tip here. You know, you got your insulated bottles, okay, a little thermos, we'll call it or whatever. When you store it upside down.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave was, Kate was messaging me about that.
Yeah, store them upside down. That way there, your warmer liquid is always on the cap, so when you want to drink, you open it and you drink.
Yeah. Mark, you got anything like related to any tips you want to share, anything related to what I said about the hype and understanding realistically what people, what they're getting themselves into? Anything you want to add in there?
Yeah, I think I'll just add on to something that Paul said earlier, and just clothing rubbing and that sort of thing. If you notice any issue, whether it's mechanical on your bike or you're getting low on water, take the time, address things as they come up. Don't let them become bigger things.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Mark. Mm-hmm. For whether this is the Ultra or the MS-15 or the MS-30. Mm-hmm. Aside from the energy drinks and the water you have in your water bottles that you intend to consume and drink to hydrate your body, is moisture your friend in a winter event?
Oh, absolutely not. You want to get that away from your body.
So are you saying that people should pay attention, right?
Yeah, if you start feeling wet, you got to use your zipper. And if the zipper opens all the way up, you might want to take that piece off.
How about could you describe for just real quick, if you were going to layer, I'm going to just say for the MS-30, if you were going to layer for the MS-30 at the start, what would your layers look like? How would you leave the Ishpeming High School to go into the MS-30?
Yeah, with the temperatures that are coming up, I would, one layer on the bottom, one pair of wool socks.
When you say one layer on the bottom, are you talking like just a next to skin layer?
No, just an outer layer.
An outer layer.
Yeah.
What outer layer would you use?
The 45 North pant. I forget what they call it. Not vid or
Nogvid or something.
Whatever,
I know which one.
Whatever their outer layer is. That's
okay.
That or I've got an old Bontrager pair.
What's under the shell? Underwear? Nothing.
I wear a
Speedo.
Speedo. I
wear wool Speedo.
We'll just go wool. It's actually hand knit.
A hand knit Speedo.
Yeah.
Did Billy make it?
Yeah.
Do we have pictures of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, a minimalistic chamois, just like basically another layer of skin.
Okay. That's lower body. What socks?
Follow Hollow has always been my go-to. Okay. Follow Hollow. But top, so I had the opportunity to test out the base layer that were
plug for Pactimo.
Yeah, Pactimo.
Yeah.
Pactimo included in their kit offerings a base layer that I've tried out, and I'm really impressed with that. That's kind of my go-to before the wool. It pulls the moisture out into the next layer so well. My skin always feels dry.
Okay.
And that's a sleeveless.
Yep.
And then I would go with these temperatures. I'd probably just go with an insulated or what's the jersey? The insulated jersey, and maybe
from Pactimo.
Yeah. And then maybe a vest, but probably all you need is the jersey and the base layer.
Okay. So you wouldn't wear a heavy duty Gore-Tex jacket.
Not unless it's raining.
Okay. Why wouldn't you wear a Gore-Tex jacket?
It's not going to it's not going to allow you to dump heat fast enough.
Yeah. What is it going to do?
It's going to trap it.
It's going to trap it, and then what happens?
Well, then you want to take it off, and you're going to be wet.
You're going to sweat your ass off.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people at the start of pole roll. Their first mistake is they're dressed wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not shivering at the start line, you're overdressed.
Yeah. I mean, that would be something I think that people should really think about is depending on your effort and your exertion, right? You're going to be sweating. You're going to be creating moisture. How are you getting the moisture away from your body, out away from it? Now, if you got I don't care, like if you could wear that next to skin from Pactimo, which is actually a pretty cool item, and then you could wear that long sleeve jersey, those layers are breathable. But if you throw a Gore-Tex jacket over it, it don't matter.
You're not dumping it.
You're not dumping anything. Everything's trapped inside. Yeah. So honestly, like for anybody listening to this that's doing any of the events, you should really be taking a hard look at your layering system. And if you have a layer, like if your last layer is something that's going to trap heat and moisture, you need to rethink it.
Yeah.
Rethink it. I mean, I would say having some sort of what I'd say is like a vapor barrier is nice to have in your bag if you get into deep shit where you're in trouble and you're shivering and now you need a way to generate heat because those shells do trap heat inside. So if I got into trouble and I was out there and I'm like, I need to keep moving, I need to get warm, I would probably then take out a shell jacket of some sort, put it on, and I'd pedal my ass off. And you'd heat up, but you'd also sweat. So you can't stop. Because if you stop, you're in trouble. All right. Enough on that. Let's look at the mass start routes.
Yeah. I'm just going to add one thing here in reference to hydration and nutrition, and don't introduce something new to your body the morning of the event. If you're going to do this goo stuff or these packets, pump them down on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday.
Right.
But introduce it to your body so you don't have a surprise.
Yes. We'll call that the diarrhea clause.
There you go.
Because if you start introducing new shit during the day of the event, that's where you're going to end up in a hurting spot with loose stool.
Yeah.
You want to start with 15?
Yeah, I mean, actually, because why don't you show the 15 real quick? And we're going to actually then just jump over to the 30. So as we noted, that green press play symbol, that's essentially the high school. And the course will leave the high school, goes out onto Division for a short jaunt before it turns right onto Jasper, and then Jasper ties into Hill Street. And at the top of Hill Street in the parking lot, you're going to swing hard right. This is probably the first place in the race you're going to see a long line of people standing, waiting to ride their bike. So don't be surprised if you got to stand for a bit in the queue. But you can see as soon as you get into the single track, literally, 50 yards, you're leaving.
Yeah.
You are headed out on the single track, out back to Division Street. What mile is East Division at there, Mark? Mile 2.
Looks like 2.
Yeah, so 2 miles in. You're going to need to be patient because wherever you are in the queue, when you get to the top of Hill Street, you're probably not changing your positioning much until you get across Division into Ramba over on that other side. So just be patient,
Yeah. The cedars, through the cedars, it's pretty wide before you hit that climb up on the power line.
Yeah.
So there'll be room to maneuver there.
Are they grooming that with a side-by-side? Or is that single track?
No, it's side-by-side. It's plenty wide to pass. Or it was plenty wide to pass.
Yeah, good point. We don't know what it'll be on Saturday. So that's the start of the short. And really, when you hit Division, that's the same place that the long is going to hit Division. And from that point forward, the course is the same. So go ahead now. Let's jump over the long race. So you can see, again, you leave the high school, you go up Jasper, you go uphill, you get in the single track. Instead of going hard left straight back to Division, you're going to go right into the Lookout Loop. And then really, for the most part, this is the same Hill Street that we all know and love or hate, depending on your relationship with Hill Street. Also recently dubbed or renamed Hell Street for some of the conditions that
That's a
people
good
have.
name.
That's the EX riders have renamed Hill Street Hell Street. What mile marker for the long is Division, Mark?
10.9.
All right. So you got 11 miles in Hill Street, lots of climbs. Save some legs because the climbs are not done when you get over north of Business 28/Division. All right. This is a change to the courses. So the course for the long and the short is largely the same course as the course we used in 24, 23, and 22. However, directionally, it's different. So one thing that's right away obvious if you're looking at this and you've done Polar Roll a number of years is we don't have the overlap of the course. The crossing doesn't overlap itself like it used to. The course this year comes across from Division, goes along Moulton, and then you actually set up a 90-degree trail for it to cross Moulton, and it's going to go through Brasswire Campground, right?
Yep.
Do you want to take it from there for a little bit? Talk through the route a little bit?
Okay.
So from Brasswire, where are we going?
Yeah, you get brass wire, and then you jump over to, or you get on Camelback.
You want to talk through as you kind of talk through the route. Share, talk a little bit about the single track too, because when they get in north of Business 28, they'll see wide,
Yeah.
Scandic groomed trail. And then they'll also see narrow snow dog or snowshoe groom trail, right? Mm-hmm. And that is, well, that's some of the fun part.
That's going to be some of the fun part. Camelback, that's groomed. I see Dave was on there with the Scandic,
Yep.
and you bomb along there, and then you jump down what I call it down in the hole, because there's no place out but up, and that should be all fairly good. Wide Scandic.
You got Marv's Maze, Matthews Monument.
Yeah. Up the Monument. And that part there is going to be a little tricky coming down that Monument. I was there Sunday.
Yeah.
A little bit off camber.
Is it?
Yeah.
This is a really, you can see zoomed in here right now. You've signed this, right?
Yeah.
In recent years. Mm-hmm. This can be a confusing area. I talked to a couple people that have done it in the recent years. They said that you've got a pretty good strategy for signing this, so people know what's up.
Yep.
So just, you look at this and it's like, oh man, this is tight. It's twisty. Paul will do a nice job marking that out for you.
Yeah. It'll be professional.
It will be professional grade.
That's right.
All right, keep going. Sorry.
Then you go up the trolley line and you do a quick 180 and you go east on the old county road there. And you come up, what is that? That's that Whiskey Trail there.
Oh, there's,
Midland.
Yeah.
Okay, Whiskey Trail. Then it hits Vidland.
Yep.
And then you're back up and you go on the old dump, run down the old dump trail there, and that's nice single track in there. It's almost bank corners in there. It's real nice. Mm-hmm. Then you hit the old railroad grade, and come up and you hit the Heritage Trail. Oh, golly gee, we got Pickle Jar.
Yeah. Going the other way.
Yeah, going the other way on Pickle Jar now.
So you got Rusty Bike Extension. Yep.
Oh. Yeah, Rusty Bike. Okay, then you hit the Pickle Jar.
Yeah, then you're going into Pickle Jar.
Pickle Jar reverse.
Mark, have you ridden that?
Not this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Yep.
So in Pickle Jar, yeah. And this has been in the course in recent years, but recent years it was going the other way.
Yeah, it's going the other way.
Yeah.
We're going
So
reverse.
we're going up Pickle Jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, going up Pickle Jar.
Yeah.
I shoveled that a few weeks ago, so
Yeah. We're going to be shoveling it again, I think, in the next few days.
it'll be nice.
It'll be nice until it isn't. You put 50 riders through that.
Yeah.
There's going to be some biking through there on race day.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
And then you just go easterly to Nagani.
This is ATV trail here, right?
Yeah.
It's behind the houses.
It's behind the houses.
Ramba actually has not been grooming this because they had pulled it out and rerouted around it. We put it in because we kind of need it for the race. So it will be groomed through the mass start weekend, but then after that, it probably won't be.
Yeah, it'll be better than cheese grater.
Yeah, and then you go down here right where the cursor is. Then you go down Fruit Loops,
Yep.
and you cross the state trail right about there.
Yeah. And we got that at a 90.
You got that? Yeah,
Signed 90, and we'll have people there.
yeah. That'll be good.
Yep.
Those sleds, they fly along there.
Yeah. Yep.
Then you get into Old Town,
Yep.
and you just bomb around there. A little bit of road, a little bit of single track. Mm-hmm. Then you get up,
Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty there.
Yep.
And go down, and then you got the stairs.
Yeah.
Which is where Hugs and Bacon will be.
Yeah. Hugs and Bacon will be in the same spot.
Okay.
So, I mean, really, in a very short span of time, you're going to be going within close proximity of Hugs and Bacon twice.
Yep.
And then out of there,
Out of there, in Mill Street, and then you get on the AB road for a bit.
over the fence line.
Then you climb up fence line. That's 0.2 of a mile up. So
That's a good climb.
just pace yourself.
Yep. That's a good climb.
Yeah.
And then right into Coyote Den.
Then right into Coyote Den. Yep.
Yep. And you said Coyote Den's been looking pretty good?
It's been great all year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Single track?
Yep. They've been getting a machine in there.
Yep. All right. So in through Coyote.
Coyote past the old Matheray.
Yeah.
And then you get back out on the, you do the Pine Snake.
This is all machine groomed, right?
Yeah.
Wide.
Yeah, nice wide.
Yep.
Get on the AB road, then you Beaver Tail Extension. And you make your way up to Dead Deer and almost home.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you're headed home.
And then you get out and get back on the snowmobile trail for a bit and then down 3rd Street.
Yep. Down to the finish.
Yep.
Long races, I think 26 miles. Short races, approximately 17 and a half, 17 point something.
Long race, you will have almost 4,000 feet of climbing.
Yeah.
3,800.
That's per what program?
At Garmin Base Camp.
Okay, that's what I figured.
That's the long one. I always err on the excess.
Yeah. What's the short show?
24.
24. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, there's a lot of climbing in that 26-mile course.
Yes, there is.
I want to highlight this. This is in the field manual, but I'm going to touch on it. The event follows rules of the road, meaning you need to have your head on a swivel. And I don't care when you come up on somebody at a trail intersection, a road crossing, anything. You should be looking both ways. You should be verifying what traffic is or is not doing. I will tell you, if you do run into somebody out there who seems to be at a road crossing, they are not stopping traffic. They are not stopping traffic. I'll say that one last time. Nobody is stopping traffic. You will get stopped. You'll get cautioned if somebody's there. But traffic will not stop. So if you come up to a road crossing, a trail crossing, there's signage there that will forewarn you that a crossing is approaching ahead. You need to be looking both ways. Don't put your life or safety in somebody else's hands. Again, this comes back to that self-supported ethos, taking care of yourself. I can't stress that enough.
Yep.
Especially right now, this year, I think that winter traffic is at a level we have not seen it in recent years because our winters have sucked. So you could say that there's more traffic than there's been because people haven't been able to get out for winter, but I actually think it's just we haven't had a proper winter in a while. And that 2 years ago, you didn't see a single snowmobile trail out there during the Polar Roll because there literally wasn't enough snow for a snowmobile to go out.
No.
So really, if you are coming up, and I'd say that this would probably be more relevant for people who've done the event before, where they have sort of a perception that's been established from doing it throw all that out and just expect it to be really busy out there. And I do think that there's just in general more people out in the winter right now too. Snowshoers and people getting after it, which is great.
Yeah.
But you need to be aware that they're out there. 100%. What else we got, Paul? What have we not covered?
What did we not cover? I'll check my map here. I'll just say for the Ultra, expected wind chills are going to be like -6. That's going to be the coldest. -6 to +8. That's going to be the wind chill range.
Okay.
Current predictions, right?
Current predictions, yes.
Yeah. I saw so there was a winter weather watch last night. This morning we woke up, it was a winter weather warning. If you read down through the warning, it was referencing 50-mile-per-hour winds, but it seems like that was, if you caught it, kind of tagged for the Keweenaw. Is that when I saw the 50-mile-per-hour winds, I was like, is that here? And when I looked down through Ishpeming and Marquette, I didn't see anything reflected in the extended weather that indicated it was local here. However, it could creep into the Crusher land out there for the Ultra. You never know.
Could.
You know?
Just a quick scan here. Winds, okay. For Marquette, tomorrow, winds could occasionally gust up to 40 miles an hour.
There you go.
East winds 20 to 30, so it looks
Yeah.
like we may have a little bit of blizzard conditions almost.
Yeah.
And Thursday, 10 to 15, and we'll just jump to Monday, 10 to 20.
Yeah.
Saturday, 10 to 15. So
If this is probably more for ultra riders, if you're coming up to do the mass start, you can look at Ishpeming's weather. Make sure you look at Ishpeming and not Marquette. Look at Ishpeming. That's where the event is. But for the ultra riders, 3 years ago, it was either 2 or 3 years ago. I want to make sure to share this, that it was a beautiful, like, bluebird day. I remember getting a message from Marty Shue that morning, Monday, like 2:00 in the afternoon. And she's like, your weather machine didn't work this time. Laughing face emoji, right? Everything looked great. And then shit went sideways that night. Do you remember the year I'm talking about?
yeah, that was the first year.
That was the first year.
We got between 1 and 4 o'clock on Tuesday morning.
Yep.
Wolf Lake Road got like 6 or 8 inches of snow.
It was a shit show.
Yeah, so
And the wind kicked up.
yep,
And Ramba's trails basically disappeared in the middle of the night.
yeah.
And we had people out there basically following a Garmin line on, a line on their Garmin because the trail was gone. So my point to this is, when you look at the weather, you have to remember in the Ultra, you're spanning 150 miles and things change
That's right.
quickly. There was nothing that year in the forecast that would have predicted or told you to even be prepared for that 8 to 10 to 12 inches or whatever it was that fell. And you're not only going out there this year, but you're going deeper into it.
Going deeper into it for sure.
Yeah, further out into it.
There will be some rovers out there.
Yeah, we'll have rovers on sleds with the ability to pull somebody out. Let's end with just real quick the EX, just so we can talk about it. So for people not doing the mass start or the Ultra, there is a format that we offer called the Polaroid EX, and that runs through March 15th. So you can sign up for the EX. You can do it anytime you want. Mark, you've been out on it, right? Have you done the full EX30?
I have, yeah.
Talk a little bit about it. What do you think about it?
I think it's great.
Conditions have been pretty good.
Yeah, conditions have been, the day we did it, it was, early in the morning, warm, getting colder. As we approached noon, the wind was blowing 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, I remember
there wasn't
that
much
day.
of a groom.
Yeah.
But it was still great. Just, adjust tire pressure and, adjust.
You've liked the stuff in Elk Wall?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful out there. It's you feel like you're out in the wilderness almost instantaneously when you leave the Beverly Hills neighborhood. Yeah, all of that behind Teal Lake is just wonderful.
There is a different feel to being back there.
Yes.
Behind Teal. And then as you go through Elk Wall, whether it's the ski trails or into some of the stuff that we're grooming just for the race. I haven't spent a lot of time in elk wall until grooming this winter, and it is like you get warped into a completely different. It feels different from the other stuff in Ramba. Ramba's awesome. It's incredible. Like each area has its own unique, I guess, specialness to it. But elk wall, if you haven't been through there, I highly recommend. Even if you're not going to sign up for an EX event to support the org and you just want to go ride it.
Yeah,
it's good.
Aside from a trail being cut back there and a few trail markers identifying the cross-country ski trail, there's really no evidence of human existence,
right?
And you just feel like you get out into it right away.
Yeah,
and the trail's just been perfect ever since we started grooming back there.
Yeah, the DPW has been really good, easy to work with, a good partner. I think that it could not have gone better in there so far this year. Mm-hmm. I talked to Caleb. This is a week or two ago, and their goal is to get more people into the park, using the park. And I don't want to speak for them, but I think that they feel like they have seen an uptick in traffic because the event is starting and ending there, so they get to see the vehicles parked. Mm-hmm. It's been a good thing. I think the courses are. It's like you get Hill Street, which is Hill Street, which is great. There, you get some of those long ripping descents, and then the grueling grinding climbs. You're not going to get those anywhere else in Ishpeming. SBT has its own unique little flavor because of how twisty and turny and tight it is. Mm-hmm. And then you get into Elk Wall, and it's like each section is so different from the last.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
It is.
Yeah,
that's a good way to put it. It's like a roller coaster.
Yep.
And the great part is whether you do the 15 or the 30, you do get Elk Wall either way.
Yeah.
So if you weren't aware of the EX, or if you haven't done the EX, I'd recommend it because you can do it whenever the hell you want. You can pick your own conditions. Jeff Schofield came up with his wife, Nancy, and they tend to do the EX every year. And he took the time to send me a text, and she emailed me and he texted me after they did it. And Jeff thought that it was the hardest EX30 he's done to date. And he's done all of them dating back to when we started doing the EX over on the NTN trails. When it was like that loop from the Ordock that went around town. He said that it was, in his opinion, hands down the hardest one he's done. The other thing that everybody loves about the EX, and I don't think, maybe Midtown Bakery knows this now because they've seen so many bikers in there, but we made Midtown a checkpoint for the EX15 and the EX30. And I put it in there because it's off course. People have actually messaged me about it, and they're like, is this really a checkpoint? It's not on course. And I'm like, yes, it is a checkpoint, and there's a reason for it. They have food.
Mm-hmm. They've got great food.
Yeah. So it actually sounds like people who are going over to get a picture of that Midtown Bakery sign are taking the time to go inside, and it's getting rave reviews. So, we're not all bad.
Nope.
We give you a bakery in the middle of the beatdown. Mark, anything from your perspective? Are we ready for the event?
Yeah. Well, everything's coming together. I think we're gonna pull this off. We'll see what the weather does.
Yeah. Think we're ready?
We're ready.
It's pretty interesting looking at the map, hey?
It is.
When you think about the grooming operation. Let me add this, actually, since I said that. The EX, and I put a post on this into the group. EX grooming, please understand, for the next 5 days will potentially take a bit of a back seat to the mass start and the ultra. We had the map up, and when you look at the map, you have to understand that our course is from literally Chatham to west of Champion. And we will be grooming that, probably beginning tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. Off and on through the weekend into Monday, during Tuesday. That is a lot of real estate to cover with limited equipment. I mean, we have a Scandic and a Snow Dog
And a skidoo.
and a skidoo,
Yep.
and a loaner sled from Ride North, who I should give them a little shout out to, because Ride North is, every year they provide a loaner sled for us. That'll be one of the Rover sleds that is out on course. Before we had purchased and owned our own Scandic, they were actually loaning us one to use to groom. Every step of the way, when we've needed equipment to execute the events, if we haven't owned it, Ride North has stepped in and they've provided it, with either free of charge or at very little cost. So they've played a big part in really helping a lot of what we do happen, not only for Polaroid, but also for Crusher. So thank you to Ride North for the help. I think that's it. I have a meeting at 12:30, so in an hour.
Okay.
And then I need to get the hell out of here and go with you so we can go pack in the eastern end of the ultra route.
There you go.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. All right. Over and out. We're out of here.
Okay.